Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me, returning from the dead, is Ben.
Oh, we're doing a magic podcast.
It's a lie,
Yeah,
although I'm ready to go.
we could do a magic podcast every time.
But no, we are here to talk about the film, The Return of the Living Dead, for the October Halloween season.
It was
Spooky.
a zombie film.
It's a zombie movie. It's true.
It was fun for me because I had no idea. Like, I know the name because everybody knows the name, I think, but I had no idea like what the tone was at all. So that was the thing.
Yes. Return of the Living Dead, it's a special movie. It's a zombie comedy film.
Mm-hmm.
It's comedic. It sort of sets itself up as a pseudo sequel to Night of the Living Dead, except this is the real story. This is all real. I love the disclaimer at the beginning of this movie. This is all true.
Yeah.
Instead of the this is based on fiction, names have been changed. It's like, nope, this is all true. All the names are real.
It's Digimon Season 3, basically. Man, remember that movie? No, it's based on a true story, though.
I mean, it's also kind of unique compared, like, zombie fiction for whatever reason, coming off of Night of the Living Dead, like, they hate using the word zombie. Like, The Walking Dead has walkers. Like, they always love to come up with fake zombie names, and I like that Return of the Living Dead, they just call them zombies. It's so much simpler.
Was
People
that
know what zombies are?
Was zombies used early on in the genre? Was it like traditional?
No.
Or have they just always like shied away from it?
Again, Night of the Living Dead is like the start of zombies as we understand them, and they don't call them zombies in those movies.
All right. Yeah,
So it's kind of a thing. Also, this is the origin of zombies eating brains instead of just human flesh.
I saw that.
Which was just a cultural thing that, again, as someone who didn't watch horror movies as a kid, I was happy to find out where it came from, because as a big Venom fan, he would always say, "I want to eat your brains."
Yeah.
Which is a big thing. And also there were like again, I played Warcraft 3 before I saw this movie, and like the zombie units would say brains. Because Blizzard loves to put in just movie lines into all their unit dialogue.
Yeah.
But the other big difference is in the sort of standard zombie thing, starting with Night of the Living Dead, the George Romero movies. Those always had where if you destroy the brain of the zombie dies, which is not the case in Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
really
another
not
one
it.
of my favorite things about it, is how unstoppable these zombies are. Just how fucked everything gets so quickly.
Yeah.
How it all spirals out of control, and how a lot of the humor in it is just coming from how totally screwed everything is. How bad the situation gets from one little mistake.
Yeah. Is there like an established way to even take care of them without like restarting the zombie apocalypse? I don't like that. Not in this film, there isn't.
Nope.
I mean, okay. Hypothetically, if you had like a really big dome that you could just drop.
I guess theoretically, if you destroyed every corpse in the world.
Yeah? I mean, that's... Well, no, because the acid...
Shoot them into space. Like they're gamma or something.
Yeah.
the Hulk.
Yeah,
Just
round
shoot him into
up
space. Shoot him into the sun. Nothing could have bad happen.
Then the whole solar system has zombies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that I don't know if we want to go semi-chronologically or what. I think my two biggest things that would have made this like like small-ish changes that would have made this a more amazing film. What's her name? Trash, the chick that gets naked like immediately.
Trash, yes.
I wish that she wasn't just an edgy talker. Like, I was semi-hoping that as she was getting eaten alive by zombies, she was going to be in, like, the throes of orgasmic bliss because she talked it up so much.
She did talk it up.
But she's just edgy, and that's fine.
Yeah. She did say it would be the worst.
That's true. But, like, she was getting real sexual about talking about the worst ways to die.
She was into talking about it, yes.
Yeah.
And thinking about it.
Like, yeah. I mean,
That's
I guess
for sure.
it's just a fantasy.
Look,
but
edgy teens
still.
gonna be edgy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hang out in cemeteries.
I'd fucking love the ending. Like, it made me so happy that it went through. I was like, oh no, wait, they're gonna find out they're survivors. I'm like, are they though? Like, maybe this is kind of great. Like, they don't give a fuck.
They do not give a fuck.
It did, like, I don't know what it is in me. I felt like that was softened by the fact that we're then told immediately that the zombie, people are complaining about acid rain, but it's fine. And, like,
It's
obviously
fine.
the whole thing starts over. I think I like that just a tiny bit less than if they just left it at, like, yeah, we nuked the fuck out of them. Mm-hmm. I honestly was kind of hoping that just all of Louisville would be blown up. But that's funnier to me that they just destroy an entire fucking city. But it was great either way. Just the fact that it happened.
Yeah. They're just like, yeah, we'll just bomb them. It's fine.
It's okay. They have a contingency plan. I'm like, oh no. As soon as they
Like
showed,
I've been waiting for
as
this.
soon as they like cut to the guy, I'm like, oh, that contingency plan.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. It's a reasonable contingency plan.
Look, it was out of control.
Look, the Army's contingency plan was better than anyone's plan up to that point, which included, we can't call the Army, I want to keep the business. Which pissed me off so much, but, I mean, that's mostly the point of it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
My job!
I love the way characters just yell at each other in this movie, too.
Yeah, it's pretty great. When,
And, like,
what's the... I didn't catch whose name is what. The black dude that lives the longest.
he's Spider, I think.
Right. Okay. He keeps saying man, and then eventually, what's his name, business owner starts saying man too. Like when they're yelling, it's great. He's just so straight. Like he's like straight and proper up until that, and then just starts. We can't do that, man.
I love one of my favorites is when Spider says, "I'll drive," and then he's like, "No, I'll drive." He's like, "Fuck you."
Fuck you. Yeah, I don't know how they... Well, I guess they didn't want to hit zombies was why they messed up that plan.
They were just kind of overwhelmed.
I suppose, yeah.
Like, that many people could turn over a car.
Oh, no, for sure, but there's like... I don't know, there was that point where they stopped and like went backwards because they saw the oncoming horde. I think speeding up might have been the better option. I would need to know more about the structural integrity of that car.
Well, it was a cop car, so it's probably pretty good.
I don't know, man. They're pretty flimsy in Blues Brothers. They went through a lot of them really fast.
They do go through a lot of cop cars in that movie. But the Blues Brothers car is like that same kind of cop car type car.
Yeah, that's true.
And it holds up until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Until they stop. So you're right. Stopping is clearly the bad part. You don't never stop.
Yeah.
Never stop stopping.
I totally, like, they obviously were in the right to drive away. Like, that car gonna get flipped.
I mean, crashing into the wall was probably a bad move, though.
It was not stellar.
No.
Less than good.
It's not great.
I like, yeah, so they end up, when they crash into the wall, that's like, yeah, they're back at the medical supplies place or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love the little subtle shit with, like, the butterflies and the half dog coming to life.
Mm-hmm. Just everything.
Like, I
It's
thought,
not just humans.
yeah, the fact that they were like, that sounds like a dog. I'm like, oh, it's a zombie though. Oh, it's both. Okay, like, it was just, like, it was a great little joke. He's like beating the shit out of this half puppy while it, like, makes sad puppy noises.
They just start freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love how fast this movie gets
Oh.
to stuff happening. Like it's there's just the pre-credits sequence before everything is already ruined.
Yeah, like, it derails so fast. See, I thought when I was watching it, like, when the guy is talking about the military misplacement, I'm like, okay, it's just fucking with the new guy. He's like, you want to see them, though? They're in the basement. I'm like, what the fuck? He goes down there. I'm like, oh, my God. Terrible. Terrible business practice.
Yeah. It's just it like if because it goes from like let's talk about this movie that because we're like into horror movies or whatever. We're into this grim macabre stuff, like into seeing cadavers because we're edgy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it just transitions so quickly into actual the fantasy is real from like kind of realistic in a way, even though like you've already been introduced to those teens, which are pretty turned up as characters.
No, they seem pretty normal. That's how the 80s were, man.
They're
Ask
very
anyone. Actually, that was my favorite thing. Like, what was the chemical, though? I don't know. It was like spray on marijuana for the army.
Yeah.
I mean, like, our army or the opposing army? Like, we sprayed weed at them. And
So
they
you
just kinda
spray it on
chilled.
weed to then kill the hippies.
I guess. Either way. Whole movie is actually a very subtle anti-weed film.
I mean, those teens weren't getting high. I don't know what they were doing but their party didn't seem to involve getting high.
No, they're just high on life, dude.
They are
They're
high
high on edge.
They are high on edge.
Oh, trash is taking off your clothes again.
Close again.
Again.
Get the signal flares out.
Props to Suicide, though. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? Come on.
Respect for the dead.
Yeah. There is a lot of men in our society who would have just fornicated right over the graves. That probably would have been the right choice,
man.
though, considering they were going to die. Like, might as well
You
get
think
one
that's a
last
costume? It's a way of life. That line is so good.
I mean, it's true, though. I ain't got time for posers, not in this posse. Which begs the question, what the fuck are Tina and Fred?
Frank.
I swear to God, they were calling him Freddy for the longest time.
Oh no, yeah, it is Freddy. Frank is the one of the warehouse dudes.
Okay. Must have missed, like, I don't know. I must have caught something weird because I felt like they were screaming Frank but referring to the kid. Anyway.
Well, Frank is the old guy who also breathes in the
Yeah.
gas. Who
Yeah.
shows it to him. So they're kind of next to each other. And Freddy's the kid.
Like Freddie and Tina don't really seem like they fit in with that group much. And other dude who kept hitting on that chick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Seemed a little out of place. Though the line when who was it in the very beginning, like when we first see them, they're like, "Do you ever think about sex and death?" Yeah, so fuck off and die. Like, that comeback was top notch.
It's very good. It's very good. I think, yeah. I'm trying to get the name straight because there's two of them. I don't remember which one was. Yeah, Chuck is the obnoxious guy, I think.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If someone told me that his name was Chuck, I wouldn't question it.
Yeah. And Scuzz is
Scuzz.
I think he has like the least amount of lines, I think.
Yeah.
He's like the least
What's
memorable.
what's the chick, the other chick, the blue girl?
Casey.
What? She doesn't have like a, okay. Damn.
No,
There's
I mean, she
Casey.
just has some blue in her hair.
There's Casey, there's
also pretty
Tina,
normal.
there's Trash. Guess which one of these girls is going to strip naked in the film? Oh my god.
Look, Trash and Suicide are about aesthetic, man. Well, no, Trash is about aesthetic. Suicide is about a way of life.
Yeah,
Suicide is
he's
more
hardcore.
committed.
Yeah, he's definitely like. Can you imagine
Trash
like that?
is
Getting that role
foolhardy.
though? Like, it's bad, kind of, if you go in for the role, but it's much worse if you don't know what you're going in for, and they're like, yeah, so you're going to be reading a character called Trash. If you could read this part about stripping in a graveyard, like, do this little sequence. It's about old men biting off chunks of your body. Just do that and pretend you're getting your tits out right afterward. Like, start feeling yourself up.
You're just walking around naked for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah. It's a role.
Gotta pay the bills.
She does a good job.
I mean,
she seems very comfortable getting naked, I would say, which I think is important.
yeah. I mean, not a hard role to do. You need to be a horny necrophiliac and then be a zombie that's also naked.
And then she has to wear all the zombie makeup eventually.
Well, still wearing the thigh highs. That's very important.
It's very important. She didn't take those off.
Extremely important to the tone I'm trying to set with this film.
Look, this is art, man.
Wouldn't they like start to come off when they're like filled with muddy water and stuff? Hey, you shut the fuck up. I'm driving. I'm driving this film.
No, I'm driving. Fuck you.
Fuck you, man. Oh my god, when Tina and what's his name crawl up into the roof. Ernie.
Mm-hmm.
When they crawl up into the roof and there's like the dialogue with Freddy trying to get up. You made me hurt myself again, Tina. My hand just came off. Like,
yeah, I love how the zombies are completely sentient.
Well,
they're just in fucking pain. So they don't give a shit anymore.
See, it makes sense that Freddy's sentient, because, like, you know, that transition, he was like alive. The other ones, I was like, you know, brains. Okay, sure, got it.
Yeah, they're more primal.
But then when they're like, send more paramedics.
Great line.
Yeah, it fucking got me, dude. Like, I just wasn't expecting it. Like, I thought that the zombies would hear this and then kind of have that weird instinctual, like, oh, there's more people out there. There's more brains if we go farther out. But no, bring them to us. I don't feel like going out tonight. Man. I feel like eating in.
Dude, those scenes of people getting out of cars and then just getting mobbed. Like, the way the zombies are so fucking clever about hiding.
Yeah, and they're all like the
and then
fucking row
fucking-
of cop cars.
Yeah, just
Oh my
fucking
God.
overwhelming them. And you watch that, you're just like, oh, there's just no way out of this.
Oh, and
This is
they're
done.
like they're just watching from the door each time.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. Like, oh no.
I think we've got a problem here. The police barricade was not
It was
wasn't
not
a
very
good
effective.
perimeter. Not a great perimeter.
It was a mess. The whole thing was a mess.
It's a mess. That's why you don't go into basements and touch stuff.
So this film was definitely like, I mean, for the most part it was not bad for me. And I mean that in terms of like I'm a little baby back bitch. Like
Yeah.
you know, extreme gore and stuff, which this obviously didn't have. But even when
Yeah.
when Frank and Freddy are in the chapel and they're like turning and they're like they got all that like zombie foam drool stuff going on, I turned away. I'll admit it. I don't want to see that. I have zero desire to look upon that. But the main like zombie dude, like the first guy from the vat, that was so much like the level of makeup and interest was so much higher that I kind of wish there were at least I wish he had more screen time, if not have more zombies like that. But
He is such a great zombie.
yeah,
Oh
it
my
looked
God.
really good. Like
And the way he fucking walks is
Yeah.
like
it
the
was
hitching and like
was-
the like
it was real good.
rolling over. You can see like the bone in his fucking arm. And all like the ratty clothing. And they just knock his head off.
yeah, they just one and done.
He's very rotten.
Yeah, but that was good. That was good stuff.
I think the scene that really made this like one of my favorite movies though is when they tie the zombie, that like half a
Oh, and
super
they're like
rotted
talking
lady
about
zombie
pain.
to the table, and they start questioning her,
Yeah.
and she's the pain, and the I can feel myself rot line.
Yeah. That was
It's like, that's so fucking horrifying. It's just that idea of just like, oh,
yeah.
not only is like this world a situation a nightmare, it's fucking torture for everyone.
Yeah.
Being dead is terrible.
I think the part in this film that got to me the most was like in that same vein when he's like when Ernie's realizing that the dudes are going through rigor mortis. And he's like, oh, this bruising on their back where they're laying is like the blood pooling there. And I'm like, nah, I'm tuning out for a while. Like, you guys do fine, whatever. Like that whole, as soon as he said like they're going through rigor mortis, he's like, let me see you guys. He's like, oh, it started in my head. Like I had a headache. I'm like, nope. Nope. But then he's like, oh, the blood's pooling. Like, fuck that. I'm out. I don't want it. No. Just no. I don't want to think about that. I'm going to get like sympathy pains or some bullshit.
His orange tongue is pretty bad. He sticks his
Who's-
tongue out for the paramedic, Freddy.
Oh.
And his tongue is like just orange.
Yeah, I skipped a bit of that too. Not like physically skipped it, but like just kind of
Yeah.
turned off my
away.
senses for a while.
Earmuffs. But for your eyes.
Got little like opaque things over my glasses that I just flip down when I
You got
see no evil.
blackout shades, but clip-ons.
Yeah, dude. Whatever you gotta do.
I also really I just want to talk about the music briefly. I love how like hard it comes in on moments.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's like for the credits and the fucking party song when the zombies come out.
Yeah. Oh, it was real good. Even just that initial like the first time that shit starts up and that just like that
Yeah.
beat comes in.
Yeah, it's like you can feel like it's good. Like stuff is happening, music. Like shit is gears are turning, stuff is in motion.
Yeah. And they even got in that little whatever the fuck it's called, a water phone thing, like that super every horror movie has one, like shrieky sound thing. I don't know how else to describe it if you don't know what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll say.
After the podcast, I'll link you to a water phone and you'll be like, oh, this fucking thing. So
Okay.
it's just it's like the weird, fuck, I can't think of the word. It's like that jarring tone, whatever. It's like high pitched, but I can't think of the word.
I appreciate that this movie has a car that won't start, that just doesn't start.
Yeah.
It's not none of this
it
like
doesn't,
the cliche of like it's almost working and then at the last minute it works. It's like, no, this car is dead. We're fucked.
I mean,
It
I
got
don't know
wet.
why
It's ruined.
like honestly, maybe it wasn't the rain though. Like, do you see that thing drive in? If I were them, I would have
mean,
just
that-
skipped the car.
Card was a
Also,
piece of shit.
I want to know, like, they all got partially exposed to that acid rain. I feel like
Yeah.
just because the chick was ass naked doesn't mean that she's the only one who would have side effects. Come
No.
on. I
No,
want to
it
see
just
punk
happens to her
zombies.
faster.
I want to see punk zombies with a boombox on their shoulder.
Unfortunately, things went bad before that could happen.
Yeah,
Because
that's
that would
true.
eventually happen, but
They could have brought him again because all the cops that got eaten, like, they showed up again as zombies. Mm-hmm. Oh, we could have had Suicide the Zombie. He also would have been dedicated to that lifestyle. This isn't just makeup. I need brains.
yeah, there are some characters we just don't like. Suicide never gets up.
Yeah.
Even when
Well,
we see go back
his-
down there.
He should have been a naked chick.
It's true. That was his mistake. It's because he didn't wear a costume. He would dress up for Halloween.
Yeah, the film respected that he was.
It's
you
too
know,
much respect. Too much respect for Suicide.
Oh no.
Even though he's the first one to go.
Yeah.
The black guy lasts for a while. He's not the first one to die in this movie.
Yeah. No, he hung on till the very end.
Spider's one of the last ones.
I mean, if you want to twist it, you can say that the military nukes the black guy in the end.
It's true. I mean,
I actually really enjoyed, speaking of Suicide dying, I really enjoyed just that first zombie, like when Tina hides herself in that little whatever the fuck. And he like has
closet.
and he has the chain pulley thing.
yeah.
Like, it was a pretty good introduction to like, oh, these zombies aren't like stupid as hell. Like they actually know what they're doing. That makes this far more terrifying.
Yeah. It's not just gonna like smash on it. He's gonna go,
Yeah.
how can I fucking get in here? Come on. Even though he's just like brains.
I fully expected it too. Like 100%. Like I was waiting for him to start beating on the doors, and they find him beating on him, and they just like, I don't know, push him away or whatever bullshit. Nah, dude.
Yeah.
He ate that guy after he
know.
made a clever pulley system. It's good stuff.
He worked for it, man. He put in the hours. Yeah, no, I love these zombies and they're pretty unique among these aren't the kind of zombies you generally get. You much more often get the Romero type, which is the mindless Walking Dead that just eat flesh and shoot them in the head kills them. Or we have the newfangled more aggro rage zombies that are just will run at you instantly, and
Like,
these are sit somewhere in the middle of they're just clever.
yeah, sort of like the I mean, as far as aggro ones, kind of like the I Am Legend ones, at least the film version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like 28 Days Later would be the prime example to me of that kind of zombie. Because that's not where they're not even technically like undead. It's just like a rage virus that makes people go crazy.
Yeah.
That was sort of a
zombies, but something else, so we don't have to call them zombies.
It was like a more realistic, in quotes, version of zombies.
Mm-hmm. Why does that concept sound familiar? Oh, Serenity, Firefly, Reavers.
Yes.
Oh, we wanted to calm them down. They got really angry. That's
they
what
got
I'm
really
thinking
angry.
of. I was like, this concept sounds super fucking familiar. Where else have I heard a rage virus before? Okay.
They were very angry.
Yeah. So there's sequels to this, right? Like direct sequels?
Yeah, there are a series of Return of the Living Dead movies. I've not seen any of the other ones, I will say.
Okay.
Because mostly I've heard that they're not up to this. They're not up to par, and
I was gonna
they're
ask
made by different filmmakers.
I was gonna ask if they pick up with the it was under 4,000 people dead, and then there's like a fuckload of zombies and acid rain. I was wondering if it picks up with like the world is overrun or something, because I mean, this film escalated real quick, and there was only like a couple zombies at first, much less like 4,000 plus.
Yeah, I don't really know what Return of the Living 2's dead plot. I know Return of the Living Dead 3 has like a zombie romance in it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Is it Warm Bodies?
I think it's kind of like that.
You know, that actually is the most... I'm thinking about it. That's the most recent zombie film I've seen.
Warm Bodies?
Before this. Warm Bodies.
Yeah, Warm Bodies is pretty good. It's not great, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's charming.
It's a
charming
but
zombie
also
movie.
Kind of shitty romance film. So I'm into it. Hands down, that's what I want.
John Malkovich is the villain in that, I think.
Okay.
And I felt like he was super foaming it in that movie.
In which?
Warm Bodies.
Oh. Okay.
Like the military, her dad character.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, John Malkovich. Yeah. Rob Corddry was good, though.
I like that movie, but I don't remember much of it.
Gotcha.
Like,
it's very cheesy at the end.
Oh,
like,
dude, it's the fucking worst at the end. We just needed to stop looking at our phones. I get it now.
Yeah, there is also a history for zombie movies trying to be like a metaphor for different social things. Mm-hmm. Coming from Romero zombie, like Dawn of the Dead is mall shoppers kind of zombie thing is in there, and that stuff never super appealed to me about zombies. I like that this is just like, yeah, they're just undead.
Shit went wrong.
It doesn't they're just zombies. It doesn't have to represent anything.
Mm-hmm.
To be good. In fact, it allows you to maybe push it a little farther.
Yeah.
When you're not trying to be representative of something.
I also like that. I don't know. I guess for me, a lot of very limited horror experience in general, but as far as zombies go, super limited. And even stuff like Warm Bodies, I Am Legend, Walking Dead, which I haven't watched because meh, and like Zombieland are probably like the main sources of whatever. And all of those are like, the world has been overrun by zombies, blah blah blah. And I like it's nice seeing a thing where it's like, yeah, we're still fucked, but it's not like post-apocalypse already.
Yeah,
so.
No, this is the apocalypse.
Yeah.
This is not post-apocalypse.
Yeah. Like it made for I think a more enjoyable film. Like I think
It
out of
has
all
a like
those,
a it has a more defined arc. It's not just like this group of survivors in this
yeah,
terrible situation. It's this is the zombie epidemic starting and just growing and growing and growing. It gives it
yeah,
a much bigger sense of scale by the end. Like it's still focused on these group of characters, but also can show you how bad the world is getting at the same time, which a lot of zombie movies or zombie stories are just focused on this particular group of survivors
yeah.
for budgetary reasons in a lot of cases. It's much easier to just say we're in this location and not worry about the rest of the world.
We're the last 4 people alive.
But we met a fifth person like 2 minutes ago. What if there are more?
There aren't, though.
The Walking Dead, there's always another group of people out there because we need more characters because we kill a bunch of them. There must always be more.
And see, this actually, I want to read the book I Am Legend because, zombies are actually intelligent in it, and it puts a whole different, like, it's not the movie at all, and that sounds interesting to me. Kind of like, well, I guess just the main character in Warm Bodies. Like, what if zombies were intelligent and also, like, not just after brains, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah. I Am Legend, they're vampires, though.
are they
Yes.
in the book
They're
or in the movie?
in the book.
Okay, that makes more sense. They're definitely zombie-ish in the film.
Yeah, no. Actually, there's an adaptation of that story, The Last Man on Earth, starring Vincent Price,
Okay,
where they're super vampires, but it's very similar to Night of the Living Dead, except it's just Vincent Price trying to survive. That survival horror kind of thing, and they do talk and stuff, but they're also super vampires in that movie. Like he uses garlic and mirrors and stuff, like classic
yeah,
fighting vampire stuff.
There's a power metal song called Omega Man that is that story in a 4-minute song. It's pretty good. Has a nice guitar solo. I want it to be used in a zombie film or Last Man on Earth sort of film.
Survival horror.
Yeah. Man, so what was the name of it? Was it it's the sequel to Cloverfield, I think? Maybe?
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield was the one with the
other.
Cloverfield was the one with the giant monster, right?
Yes.
The sequel is not undead stuff, is it? Is it smaller monsters?
Having not seen it, I don't know what
Oh.
the thing was.
Damn it, you're
Cloverfield
supposed
Lane.
to be the guy who knows films.
I haven't seen any of the Cloverfield movies. Actually.
That does
10
that sounds like an excuse.
10 Cloverfield Lane is like people stuck in a house, and it's
Oh.
like a mystery what it is.
Meh.
It's got John
Okay.
Goodman in it.
Okay.
And then there was one that was
know
on
why
Netflix.
I thought it was-
It was the Cloverfield Paradox. I don't know what that one is either.
I've never even. I'm on
That one
Netflix
I've
a lot,
only-
and I don't even know what that is. So.
That one I've only heard bad things about, but people like 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay. I don't know why I thought
I
it was about undead stuff. Might be
I
getting
don't know
confused
either.
with something else. There's so many movies. So many horror films.
There are a lot of movies.
specifically.
I mean,
And I know
it's a
nothing
genre.
like Yeah, but I don't see any of them, so I like
Yeah.
I feel like an old person sometimes. Like, you know,
I have a
maybe
bunch of
you're
blind spots with horror movies, partially because I came to the genre kind of late in my movie watching life, like not till college.
gotcha.
Whereas like action movies, I watched a shit ton of with my dad growing up.
Yeah.
I watched like no horror movies before then. So so a lot of them are like series of stuff.
Yeah,
Like I've only seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
I think I'm trying to remember. Maybe I mean, okay. Aside from Signs, fuck that movie. I think it might have been like Cloverfield. That's definitely pretty early as far as like horror movies I can remember seeing. I mean, Twister also fucked me up as a kid, but that's a different thing.
That's hilarious.
That was don't I don't know how I got to see that movie when I was like 6, but I definitely shouldn't have. That was
That movie's not scary. You're just
fuck you, dude.
even as a
Tornadoes
baby,
are terrifying.
even as a scared baby child.
I didn't want
was
to
fun.
be in a tornado.
Whatever, you just strap yourself to a pipe. You're fine.
Oh my god, I didn't see that part of the film. I just saw the part of the film where it was a scary fucking twister.
Oh. You just see the part where the cow moves in the camera?
I wasn't looking at the fucking TV. Actually, I did see that part. That part I remembered. It wasn't enough. I couldn't laugh it off as like a 5 or 6 year old. So, but, yeah, I think my timeline for any of this is like fucked up, but
Yeah.
I know a lot of my friends dove super deep into like all the found footage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been like, I guess if so, the only film that I could think of where I was kind of okay with it is I can't remember the name now. Chronicle, that's it. Kids get powers. They're like
Yeah, that's a good
psychic,
movie.
whatever. I like that as a found footage film because one of the powers that they do is move the camera around in a professional way, and that's top notch. Like Cloverfield and like Blair Witch Project, that sort of paranormal activity, like all that stuff, just meh. I don't know. As far as horror goes, I definitely like the like Return of the Living Dead is probably far more in my realm, as opposed to like I don't know, The Nun or The Witch or The Exorcist or any of the other thes. It's not my deal, really.
Exorcist has its fun moments. Because that demon talks trash. But I kind of get... You're not into, like... I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
even.
the types of movies that I listed,
Yeah.
basically. I would love more cosmic horror shit, like H.P. Lovecraft stuff, but that's like hard to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a real... It's difficult when the protagonist is supposed to be going insane, and also if you show the thing, everybody who sees it is supposed to go insane. That
The
sort of
movie
deal.
I think of that does that is not a movie I like, so... Which is Event Horizon. I think did it pretty... I don't like that movie. Yeah.
I mean, there's that German adaptation of Color from Space. What is it? Die Fabra? Die Fabra? Die Fabra? Maybe I check it out. Maybe it's terrible. But, you know, as far as zombie films go, maybe I expand my horizons a bit. This was a good... I was hesitant at first, but it was a good intro into the genre.
Yeah, and it was one of my first, for sure. Because in college, they I watched it because they projected it onto the wall of a building while we sat in like the grass and watched it.
Oh,
which was
okay.
pretty fun.
I thought you were gonna say they just projected on a building and fuck anyone who didn't want to see that movie. Like it's happening now.
No. It was like an outdoor showing.
All right,
We did,
that makes
which was
that makes more
a
sense.
fun. It was a fun time.
Yeah. Did you ever participate in zombie crawls?
No,
Come on. Yeah,
I just haven't.
yeah, no.
Yeah, there are plenty of other good traditional zombie movies. It's just I think Return of the Living Dead it kind of stands above them for me because
Yeah, no,
because of the nature of its zombies and like how much fun it is.
Yeah, no. It's like
How much fun it is and how like out of control and terrifying the zombies in it are.
oh yeah, no, they're fucked. Like that's bad. We nuked the city. It didn't work. Oh shit. No, it's like its ridiculousness is what makes it amazing. Cause like everything is fucked, but also it's just so silly. No,
Yeah.
it's a perfect ratio.
It's so bad you have to laugh.
Absolutely cannot eat cereal with it though.
Yeah, it's not a
Definitely
cereal.
not a cereal film.
I could eat cereal to it.
If you like smash that bowl down in the first like 2 minutes, you're probably good if you can handle cadavers. Past that is probably a no-go.
I feel like the dripping zombie, if you have a problem with that. Like all his rotted clothing.
See, I actually
His
didn't have a
tongue.
problem. I didn't have, his tongue was a little fucky, but his clothing and stuff I didn't have a problem with because it just looked muddy. Like I know it's not supposed to be mud, but that's what it looks like. Like just looks like you should have wiped your feet off before coming into the house.
That was all the other zombies that were covered in mud.
Dude, there's when he comes out of when they open up the door near the end and he comes out and they whack his head off. That door is like painted. That dude was that actor was dripping. Like that door is just disgusting. Also,
Yeah, some of the zombie makeup is whatever, and some of it is so fucking good.
Yeah,
I love that fucking white face and the like red of the zombie that says
Yeah.
more paramedics.
Yeah. The first corpse is like fucking ridiculous though. Like it's just like a kind of yellow guy.
Oh, the cadaver that was in the
Yeah.
meat locker, the preserved one,
The one that looks like a mannequin
the
And
naked
has, like,
yellow dude.
and has like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
That was great. And then the fucking like we're just gonna make sure all these shelves are at head level, so it's clearly a headless person running around. It was pretty good.
And he stabs him in the head. It's like, did you hit the brain? Yeah, I hit the brain.
The pickaxe is fucking embedded in the floor through his skull. Oh no, did I hit the brain?
It worked in the movie.
That was such a good bit. But the movie said it would work.
You mean the movie lied?
Yeah, Freddy is so upset about it. Movies just lie to people?
This movie
would do
that
that?
like explicitly changed the facts around.
Who would do that? Who would just make a film that's fiction? Ugh. True events only, like this film. It says so right in the beginning.
It says so right in the beginning. It was a true story. Nothing nothing phony about this. You think this is a fucking costume? This is real, man.
This is a costume. Think I just played dress up.
Respect the dead. Come on. Come on.
But the dead don't respect the living, though.
Also, maybe don't smash out the windows of your car. It seems like a bad move.
Did he smash them out, or were they just not there?
He said I smashed them out when people were like, where are the
okay.
windows?
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're gone.
What a fucking ride. I mean, it makes sense. Live by the sword, die by the sword, I guess. How upset he was too. You guys only call me when you need a ride somewhere. Well, you know. And like for someone who doesn't roll with that, could you imagine like if you were like just with that group for the first time? It's like, yo, we're calling our friend Suicide for a ride.
He's like the adult. He's like
He's the adult.
It's like, no, you what? You want to buy gas? We're not just fucking driving around, okay?
2 hours. It is a little bit ridiculous though. Like you don't got anything else you could do somewhere else
No,
for 2 hours.
they got there too early. They fucked
Way
up.
too early. They should have gone and got food. Imagine.
They couldn't go to the park though. The cops told them not to go back to the park.
Well, I mean, if Trash would stop fucking stripping at every thought of death, just sitting in English class reading Poe. Oh fuck yeah!
I love how
Tears her
Spider
shirt open.
no sells everything she says too.
How we what?
She's like, he's just like, he's not playing along at all.
Oh yeah.
He's like, no, I never think about that. No,
You ever think
no,
about
dying seems
dying?
No,
no,
not really.
Like,
Like, grabs tits.
The worst way to die?
No, I don't.
Oh, old man biting me.
Like,
he's used to it. He's desensitized.
yeah. He's known her for years now. It's just another day in the fucking life.
Just another day in the trash fire.
In the trash fire. Oh. New guy gets into the group. Like, comes out of a room looking horrified. Like, damn, you get trashed? She said something about getting hit by a dump truck and then took her clothes off.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised it took this long.
I'm surprised that they didn't try to make her like a sexy zombie. I thought for sure that she was gonna be like, fuck yeah, I'm dead.
Nope.
No.
She just walks out of that cloud, walking all sultry. And that
Probably-
homeless guy is like, "What the fuck?"
I
And
mean,
she bites him.
I bet they had to do that take at least twice because the first time she probably tried walking out like a zombie, and the director was like, no, go back, shake your hips.
More
Like,
hip shake.
fucking strut. She's like, but I'm a zombie. He's like, you're a girl zombie, though. You're fresh. Yeah, but that's not what zombies do. This zombie does.
Look, you have to be true to yourself, even though you're a zombie.
Yeah,
True to the character.
and she a hoe. That's why her name's Trash, dude. Not that there's anything wrong with being a hoe. Someone's a hoe, they can be a hoe, but you know. She a trashy hoe.
She didn't have respect for the dead.
She did not respect the dead fucking at all. Or the homeless. Just ran at him. Didn't get his name or
Look,
anything.
If you're gonna take your clothes off, maybe remember where you left them. Don't just fucking lose them. That seems like a mistake. She fucked up.
I mean, like, okay, her top was leopard print and very easily tearable. Like, I think this is by design. She probably just buys cheap shit that's, like, gonna tear easy.
She's very careless. Like, she wraps that blanket around herself and then immediately loses it in the basement. Gets like caught on the stairs. It's gone.
Yeah. Man. Maybe that's the metaphor here. Like, that's what, zombies, they don't see race. They don't see status. They just see brains, man.
They do. They smell them. They don't just like see them.
Well, yeah.
They sense them.
Look at this guy. You know what I meant. Fuck it. They don't see brains. Unbelievable. The nitpick is unbelievable.
I mean, they eventually see them when they bite open your skull.
Yeah. Okay, if they're so obsessed with brains and there was like 40 zombies around, why were their brains leaking out of the head when the cops showed up?
I know, they're not very good at cleaning their plates.
Well, is it like a sanitation thing? Like, brains from the pavement? No.
They need them, okay, they need them fresh.
Yeah, naturally.
And as soon as they get them, they're like, the pain goes away. So they like, it's like they're a heroin addict or something. They're mellowed. They mellow out immediately.
Yeah. I also wondered about that. Like, how many brains is enough? Is it just a constant feed? What's the...
It seemed
high
like just
time?
a little bite. Because the one they strapped to the table, the reason they get it is it's calmed down because it bit that guy just a little bit.
Oh, that's... Yeah. I didn't make... it's obvious as fuck, but I didn't make that connection.
Yeah, he just bites Scuzz a little bit and then calm down. That's why they don't finish, and then they're just sitting and they're no good. They've been contaminated.
Yeah, I guess. Gotta get them a little warm.
Need live brains. Mm-hmm. Dead brains are no good.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I'm like, when they were... Because honestly, I was expecting this movie to be longer. Like...
That's another thing about this movie. It's a cool 90 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's
like gets to the point and then gets
crisp
out
as hell. Like when they had that zombie on the table, there's like 30 minutes left, and I was like, holy shit! It seems like there should be an hour or two left. Like, okay, we found out that they want brains because they feel pain. What are we gonna do to relieve this? And then the guy talks about the acid that they never bring up again. I'm like,
I mean, he's got that jar of acid.
We're gonna get this solution here, and then we're gonna enact on that solution. Maybe they're like, oh, we can feed them like cadaver brains. And I'm like, no. That's disrespect. That's disrespecting the dead right there.
They didn't have any other cadavers.
I don't know, but like in general. Mm-hmm. But no, the length was also what made it good. Didn't drag on. Shit just happened.
Yeah, no. It gets started early and often and then gets out. It's just incredibly well constructed, which is it's a shame the filmmaker did not get to make more movies.
Yeah.
Dan O'Brien, who directed it. Dan O'Brien, also the credited writer for Alien.
Oh. Yeah, that'd do it.
The screenplay. And he had I was reading up about him. He had like a disease, like a lung disease or something that eventually killed him.
Ooh.
So he wrote the chest burster scene. It was like inspired by like the pain he felt from his
God
sickness.
Oh
so
no.
I feel like some of like yeah.
Why you gotta put that twist on the film for me? Why you gotta do that?
Crohn's disease is what he had.
Great. Now, every time I see that scene, I'll be like,
damn. It's a gastrointestinal tract thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's depressing.
Yep. So he only directed like one other movie. And it's hard to parse his IMDb entirely because a lot of it is just him getting credit for character stuff because of Alien.
Mm-hmm.
But he wrote some other movies too, like Blue Thunder.
Man,
whatever that is.
That reminds me of the hardest I've ever made my father-in-law laugh, like directly, is when I was trying to explain when the U.S. was briefly trying to switch over to the metric system. And I was talking about how like JFK was pushing for this a lot, but he didn't have time. to, like, see it through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He got assassinated. That's why he didn't have time.
He wrote Life Force. He wrote the screenplay for Life Force, in which the IMDb summary is: a race of space vampires arrive in London and infects the populace, beginning an apocalyptic descent into chaos.
Oh my god. It sounds like a worse but similar version of what was that fucking amazing garbage film that we watched where people turn into Yakuza vampires?
Yakuza Apocalypse.
Hell yeah. The best vampire film.
The best vampire film. Accurate.
Man, I fucked up. I should have watched that with Ty and Peter when they were here. Ugh,
Oh.
missed opportunities. I've been thinking about it too, and I just totally forgot.
Damn. So, I still haven't decided what we're going to watch for next week, but it's going to be a commentary track.
Warm bodies.
No.
Horror.
No. But I think that's this podcast. We can talk about that
Yeah.
off air. So you can email us at saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com and find us on Twitter at saltcirclepod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play Music is finally correct again as Salt Circle Podcast. Our episodes are hosted at anchor.fm/saltcircle, and you can find me at Comic Panels on Twitter.
And I'm on Twitter at bean_LP. Okay, hear me out. Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin. Come on. It's the Great
but-
Pumpkin.
What if no? What if no? I can feel myself rot, Ben. Gotta get out of here.
Constant pain.